I want to tell you guys about the one and only time I ever laid a motorcycle down, and I did get it on GoPro, so I'm going to show you that here. But more than that, I want to talk about what happened and how that occurred. I've put thousands and thousands of miles on a lot of different bikes, Harleys, a lot of Japanese bikes, long chopper here and there, and I've never had any problems, never wrecked. In this case, this really was not a rider error. This was more of a bike problem, mechanical issue, and I really want to educate you guys on this, because this is a really dangerous situation. And what was going on with this bike is the front brake caliper was sticking. It was just rubbing a little bit. It wasn't that bad, but it was rubbing enough that if you took the bike out on a rainy, slick day like I did, in the right conditions, like in this video, I hit a railroad crossing where it hits the steel, and the railroad crossing's at an angle to the road. It's not completely perpendicular, it's not parallel to the road, it's at like an angle, and that brake caliper sticking a little bit. It just, front tire just hit that, locked up a second, and just front end was just gone. Now thankfully I just kind of managed to hop off the bike as it was going down and just kind of got back up. And I was wearing a leather jacket, otherwise my arm definitely would have been scraped up. Had some skin problems, so that kind of saved me. But you know, a lot of people ride, I don't know how you guys ride, but when I ride a motorcycle, I don't death grip the handlebars when it's going straight. The bike just goes straight. You know, the bikes are designed, they have trail like that, the geometry at the front, and they just want to go straight. So pretty much I mean, I ride a bike like you just got a finger on the handlebars or something, pretty much. Light featherweight touch to, and the bike should just keep going straight, theoretically. Now in this situation, yes, if I was death gripping the handlebars and keeping it straight, going over that, even with the caliper sticking, it might have just kept going straight over that. Now any times I have gone on a motorcycle since this incident, I do tend to lock the front end straight if I'm going over any obstacles, because now I know, hey, it's possible objects in the road, different types of no traction surface, something slippery, a bump or something. I just tend to lock it straight with my, you know, put some pressure on it, so I know the bike's staying up and going over that no matter what. So that's definitely something to tweak in your riding. That can help. And on any given day where you got nice weather, dry roads and stuff, I don't death grip the handlebars. It actually can get you in a wreck more than it, you know, can help sometimes. But just going over things, now I definitely will do that. Now it goes without saying, make sure your brake caliper is not sticking on the front of your motorcycle at any time. If it is, you got to get that fixed. Got to pop the piston out and lubricate it and clean it and all that stuff so it goes back in. And then sometimes I was being naive here, because I've had this before, and this is when I had a lot of bikes, and I've seen this a lot of times, and sometimes you just ride it a bit and it'll kind of fix itself and wear in and stuff. You know, it wore me in, I guess, in this case. So if you're wondering what happened to the bike, yeah, it got kind of messed up. The headlight housing got cracked, the fork tubes got bent. Actually, it didn't end up being the fork tubes, it actually bent the triple tree, the bottom triple tree. Can you believe that? And it got a little scraped up here and there, but I did manage to get some parts for it and get it back together. Of course, I swapped out the sticky brake caliper, fixed that whole deal, actually put a new disc on, and I ended up selling the bike.